Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brett Keene from God TV Radio. Make sure you check out all my YouTube links and connect with me on Facebook and Twitter. Don't forget to check out my brother. He is a fucking rock star. Shit, son. Alright, so, yeah, get it over with. Yeah, shaved. Even got me a couple razor burns. Been such a long time since I took a fucking hacksaw to my face. Oh, no, 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 no. Yes, I know the fucking chin shows, but at least I ain't as ugly as Paul's ego. Without the beard, right? But it takes like a couple days for it all to grow back, so we're good to go. Yes, yes, yes. I had to remind my wife that there was a human under all that Yeti fur. She approves. Well, before I get into the meat of this video about what I'm wanting to get in, I wanted to say thank you, Jenny McDermott, for answering my challenge. I don't know why it is Richard Raspberry didn't respond to the newest one. His last video to date is him talking about a whiskey bottle and how it falls into evolution and atheism. It's interesting. It's intriguing. Not something I drink, though. I am a pipe smoker, though. Tobacco. I stay away from the hard shit, ladies and gentlemen. I leave that up to the atheists. More for you, right? So Jenny McDermott, thank you for answering my challenge video. And Jenny, you might find this unusual, but I've been recently talking to Pimp Monk X, whom he has not said anything bad about you, as far as I know, except for in a video a long time ago. But he also told me I smell like fucking potato chips, and you know what? It depends on what day it is. Sometimes I'm eating beef jerky, sometimes I eat Pringles, sometimes I eat Doritos. Doritos are the shit, what can I say? Ranch Doritos, I'll tell you what, motherfucker. That's like a temporary day in heaven, right? Yes. That Brett Keene is fucking nuts, right? Okay, sure he is. I'm doing the third person now. That way I give you the idea that I might be nuts, or you're nuts, and you're just imagining all this shit. Now that we've gotten through all that fucking stupid, let's talk about the consciousness a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. You know, that thing that goes on in our head where we hear a voice that tells us, oh, please don't kill that motherfucker. It's a crime. You'll go to prison for it. The mechanisms, the shit that's going on in our head that tells us not to do naughty things unless nobody's looking. And sometimes when nobody's looking, our brain still tries to control us and constrict us from committing the kind of sins that a lot of you desire to do, right? And some of you, of course, you don't believe in sin. Even though sin is considered an iniquity, transgression against the law, and hypothetically, if you actually held to the 10 Commandments, many of you out there would have broken them very, very many fucking times. Every time you pull down your pants and take a shit on God, you break the first commandment. Every time you imagine that you'd like to kill Brett Keene, you're murdering your brother in your mind. Every time you think of sexually assaulting a feminist out there, like Anita Sarkeesian, you are considered lust and hurt in your mind. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're not here to talk about your deviancy or your nasty, disgusting fucking behavior as a human being and what makes you just a little bit of fucking hair higher than that of a baboon. No. What we're trying to figure out is if there's an afterlife. Is there a consciousness? Whether you believe in the Christian God or not, whether you believe in Allah or many of the Hindu gods out there, Thor, the Ice Age gods, whatever the fuck people got going on with their stuff. Alright? What we're trying to figure out is this. Is it possible to imagine that words like souls and spirits were just simply a primitive man's way of describing energy and power? That we have something going on in us, a ghost that is actually driving the vehicle, our body represented as the vessel, as the vehicle, and the spirit inside. Some people might say, but wait a minute, what if you destroy the vehicle or you harm the vehicle, like someone gets into an accident? Does the ghost become damaged inside of it, or is the ghost actually the vehicle? According to non-believers who deny the existence of God, I'm not talking about you weak assholes out there who are still sitting in the closet stating you're still open to the possibility. I'm talking about the ones that make the hardcore assertions. Those people out there who hate religious people so much that every time they get in front of them they cry, there is no God. I'm talking about you type of pricks, not the open-minded non-believers. I have to clarify that because some of you are too stupid to figure that out when you watch my videos. So I'm going to try not to generalize you. There's stupid, then there's really stupid, and then there's fucking stupidest. I think that's a word. It sounds like I heard that somewhere. Alright, so we're trying to figure out if we're nothing but physical, we're nothing but chemicals, nothing but elements put together, then naturally, wouldn't that mean that our consciousness is also physical? It's also chemical. Basically, this information that is running through us is, from our head to our toes, is data. It's a biological machine working on information. If you're a part of the vehicle, then one should think that being that we live in a universe where it's all one set mass energy, no energy leaves, no energy dies, it simply transforms, or it becomes a part of the properties of the universe. Logically, you should assess that your consciousness, if it is simply the physical, the information exists out there, like a computer, like a hard drive or a USB. The information should still be there. It's just a matter of somehow accessing it, somehow being able to incorporate a motherboard in a computer to plug the information in so it becomes coherent again. The information can be translated. If it's information and the universe is math, then we should be able to allocate it all and be able to have that back. That's one of the reasons why people out there have the philosophy of such things as transcendence, where they believe that our information and our consciousness, Twilight Zone movie type shit is what we're getting into now, can actually be directed over into a computer. The problem is that scientists claim that we have so much information capacity in our head, there's not very many computers out there that would be able to handle even that of an 8-year-old child, because our brains are so complex and extraordinary. So much information and processes are literally going on even as we fucking sleep. Even if you were in a coma, there's so much shit going on with your body. A computer just could not handle all that kind of information. But of course, as man continues to become more enlightened, we become more intelligent, we become better with our shit, we create greater and better devices, and it's only a matter of figuring out how to take a machine and then create some kind of biological hookup to plug it into the human being and be able to get the information out of it. Carl Sagan spoke of this. Stephen Hawking even scratched his head a little bit on it. A lot of folks have wondered, is that possible? One thing we do know, that whenever you die, it's just not a matter of your corpse being thrown into a fucking hole and then you remain there. No, your body's going through a lot of different changes even after you've closed your eyes and made your last wish to God. There's a lot of shit going on after you said goodbye to mom and dad or whoever the fuck was still existing whenever you died. There's a lot of information that's going into the ground and swinging throughout that casket that you're in. There's a lot of shit going on, and it becomes a part of all the other property and information out there. Now, is it possible that a technologically intelligent mind has the ability to access the information and be able to separate it from the rest of the matter? It's possible. There are human beings out there who've actually done science and inventions and talked about this in philosophy for a long time, that it could be possible. So if man, in his limited perception of reality and his grasp, is willing to tell you that it's possible to do a lot of crazy shit like this, then you have to imagine that if there are other intelligent minds in the universe superior to ours, they probably most likely have a high probability that they have either figured it out or done something. If you were to see a fucking spaceship right now, you have to assume that that group, or that whatever that race is or species that is above our head, has to be more mature than us, as Carl Sagan pointed out. Because now they've come to the point where they can actually travel light years. They can actually go from planet to planet, go through universe, and so on. So it wouldn't be hard to believe that technology would be grander because of the intelligence. Higher intelligence means higher performance, optimal, from the different figures or whatever. So it's just a matter of information. If we don't actually have a soul, and we're nothing but the vehicle, whether you believe that there's a soul or not, you have to believe that your chemistry has information and data in it. You have to believe that your consciousness, if you're nothing but the car and not the ghost, it's all out there. It's just waiting for something to get a hold of it. And you never know, science might actually come up with a way to regenerate the body, regenerate cells back to an earlier state. Which means, ladies and gentlemen, that given enough time, if we don't blow each other off the face of the fucking earth, we should be able to regenerate cells and resurrect the dead, providing that there's enough material and matter left to get back to the original, and that we can somehow be able to, how shall I say, preserve the blueprint of a human being. Interesting, huh? So consciousness, does it go on, or does it simply die? And if it were to die, we have to expect that it went somewhere. That's rational and logical. That's how the universe works. That's not something I ripped out of the Bible or ripped out of some kind of old holy text. That's science. Energy always remains. Energy is not created, and it does not die. It simply transforms. It becomes a different form. Peace the fuck out, ladies and gentlemen. Have fun with this video. Hopefully some of you out there can try to add and elaborate, make an exciting discussion out of it, or you can just continue to be the fucking retards that you usually are and give me personal attacks and call me fat and stupid. Aren't you smart? Peace. God bless.